Hello, everybody, and welcome to the semifinals of CCS Diamond. I am Love Me, joined here by my friend Matt G on what should be a completely unbiased cast today.
Completely unbiased, indeed.
So we've got obviously Goldfish Gaming versus WLS. We love Solbert. Chaz it up. And as we can see, draft has already started. We've got Lulu being banned away, Fiora also taken away from WLS. On the other side, Akshan being banned, which was a big part of the series for Goldfish Gaming last week, and Seraphine being taken away as well.
And well, we love Silver. That team, they do not have a third ban due to a late name change, so there won't be a third ban here. I'm just wondering what's going to be B1 here. I'm assuming Sivir was left up, so I'm guessing they just take Sivir.
Yeah,
Maybe
high
they, yeah.
likelihood. A very high
Yeah.
likelihood of Sivir here for Jincell. It has been basically a staple pick for Goldfish Gaming for the entirety of this split. So I would be very surprised if they go away from that pick. I mean, I couldn't think of anything else that it could be unless they have something that they want to pinch away from We Love Solbert.
I'm assuming as well it's just going to be a Sivir first pick. One thing to note that the Akomi Vlad has been left open. I don't think it's a first rotation pick that they usually do. And yep, it is just Sivir first pick. But we saw from the CB Starlight, I think that's the last time that he played it with the Pentakill. So we'll see
Yeah,
if that gets a respect ban there.
Okami Hayazo, definitely known for his off the chart or off the meta mid laners, but also doing very well on them. Things like the Nico come to mind as well, but Jinx and Renata Glask are going to be the answer for We Love Solbert, playing more of that hyper carry versus hyper carry style, and you've got more range with the Jinx as well as some survivability with Renata Glask.
Honestly, I like that pairing into Sivir, and it's kind of hard to punish Jinx Renata. And the 2v2 lane isolated, I feel like. Sivir first pick, it's obviously has its counters. We get Gnar on B2 here.
Yep,
I
Matt Nar.
Yeah, I like Gnar. B2 with there's counters to it open. Karma being taken too, so Karma Sivir definitely something that will bully the bot lane for sure from Jinx Renata. Not a lot of sustain from that lane. Gnar being taken blind though, I'm expecting a counter from WLS on R3 here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see something like the Aurelia come out. You've also got the Camille that can still come out. So there are answers into this Gnar, and Trundle will actually be picked up, which will likely go in the jungle.
Yeah, I don't know how the Trundle Gnar matchup goes. I'm feeling it's Gnar favored. He can easily get away from the pillar with his E. So I'm assuming, yeah, I'm guessing that's a Trundle ban, or a Trundle jungle, I mean. And Jarvan being banned away is definitely one of Drex's, I'd want to say most played jungler throughout this split. And obviously being good into Jinx Renata is a very mobile bot lane. That is also something I'm surprised they didn't take in the early rotation. But no, it's a comfort pick for top as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jarvan banned away. Drex is really known for his two really aggressive early game junglers, such as Vi and Jarvan. So he may look to pick up something like the Vi, but Vi does get countered by Trundle because anytime that Vi goes in, she's normally pretty tanky off of her ultimate. But with a Trundle there, all she does is go in, get ulted by Trundle, and all of her stats are stolen. She just blows up immediately. So it is a fairly good pick. Now we've got the red or the second blue ban here. Silas was taken away, which is a decent ban whenever you're picking something like the Gnar, like the Sivir. Sejuani also being banned away so that you're not giving over that Trundle Sejuani combo.
The Trundle Sejuani combo. It's a personal favorite of mine. I've drafted that a bunch in the past. It's definitely a strong combo, and it's good. Or Sejuani Gnar, it's pretty 50-50, I'd say. And we got Blind Akali being hovered.
Yeah, they. I mean, it looks like we are putting more priority on getting these power picks. These last two
Mhm,
picks, you've got the Trundle coming out, the Ari also coming out. So
mhm,
they put a lot of priority onto getting these more so strong picks in the meta right now,
mhm,
instead of just immediately blowing their load on what could be just a counter pick for top lane.
mhm. Yeah, with the art being open, I mean, I'm wondering what they've. Yeah, I was wondering because I know that's a good matchup for Vlad, and they left it open. So we're gonna
Yep.
see. We're gonna see if the this is gonna be a permaban for the rest of the series after this game.
Yeah, the Okami Vlad is coming out, and the last time this was left up and was played was against, like you said earlier, CB Starlight versus GFG, and it did not go in Starlight's favor
Nope,
whatsoever. They were bodied up by this Vladimir pick, and here we go. We've got the Vi coming out.
taking the bye.
Yep, Mr. Drex saying, I don't really mind that you counter pick me with my pick. I'm going to play what's comfortable to me, and you will have to deal with it.
I really do like this the GFG draft right now. They're uh WLS they don't have many forms of disengage from, Karma Mantra and the R5 Orn. Oh, no, it will be Kennen. Kennen I feel like is also a little bit of an interesting pick here. I feel like you need a bit more lockdown CC for the Vlad, and Vlad having pool is I don't think that's enough. I don't see a lot of CCs, so I think this Vlad will just be able to, go a bit crazy on against We Love Silver here.
Absolutely. Okami will want to get onto that back line, which is something that he'll have easy access
Mhm,
with the pool being available. Also, whenever you think about it, you're picking Kinnan into something with AoE shields. You've also got the Sivir ultimate to be able to run
mhm,
away from the situation, and Vi or Nard can just keep you away from their team. So Kinnan here, it doesn't make complete sense, but I'm sure that they will find a way to get Kennen relevant with SpongeBob in the top lane.
mhm. Yeah, from the draft perspective here, I I heavily favor Goldfish, and there's no bias in that. That's my unbiased opinion. It's not a biased stream at all. The scaling wise, when they get late game, maybe they can get the fight with the Kennen ults with, they do have a little bit of wobble with Kennen Renata, the stun into the Renata ults, but with the amount of kind of movement speed with the Karma mantras, I'm assuming it'll be Shirelia's the Sivir movement speed. It's it's gonna be hard for them to actually do that.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to get the absolute lockdown that they're looking
Mhm,
for. And like you had said before, there's not a ton of disengage. You have something like the Renata takeover, hostile takeover from Renata, but you don't have much else other than that. Jinx traps come to mind. You can also throw up a Trundle pillar trying to get away. These champions, they're not very mobile either. So Vi can just feast on the back line as well.
mhm,
It's going to be rough for WLS to play, but I can assume that they have a game plan coming into this
mhm,
where they're going to probably utilize a lot of flanking TP wards as well as trying to get involved early because you do have that Trundle, you do have the Ari, which means that you control that jungle 2v2 extremely early into the match.
yeah, they gotta really play aggressive. They need a big lead by. They need the strings to be online very early in this game. But ganking Sivir Karma, it's not something that's easy to do. I could even see Sivir going Ghost this game. I don't think they need really. Maybe they could go cleanse for exhaust, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard to actually. They need to uh, execute their early game plan, and that is being Jinx getting ahead, but still Vladimir late game that can't be ignored for sure.
Yeah, Vladimir late game. And also, I mean, Okami Hayazo wasn't really this late game option in his last time he played this. He played the mid game so well. He, in fact, got his huge play, like basically, what, two dragons in was his humongous play where he got basically, I think he got the pentakill. So I
Hmm.
mean, it's around that mid game spike, and Okami does know the spike of this champion, but we do have to give credit where credit is due. Birdo has been extremely efficient on Trundle, and there is a reason why We Love Solbert have been up near the top of the standings the
Hmm.
entire season. It is because they have played well together as a team, and they have been able to take control of early games and transition that into mid game dominance. I would
Hmm.
be surprised if they were pushovers for Okami.
I would be very surprised too. I think this is going to be a very exciting game one.
Yep, they're setting up for what should be an exciting game one, and what should be an exciting series in general. I
Hmm.
don't see either one of these teams really blowing the other out of the water. Both of these teams are pretty evenly matched, and ever since the change out top lane for Goldfish Gaming, they've looked like a completely different
Hmm.
team. No disrespect to Peanut. Cuddlebun's champ pool has been working much better for them, and Helper has done a lot as far as being that support option for them. So, with that being said, Matt G, with your completely unbiased
Unbiased.
opinion, who do you think takes his first game and gets started with the momentum of this series?
I really can't doubt when Goldfish are on, some of their most comfortable champs and the Sivir, Vlad, and Vi. It's just I have to go with Goldfish Gaming take game one.
Okay, and with that being said, we are going to take a quick break for the spectator delay. Thank you, everybody, for watching the CCS, and stick around for what should be an exciting series. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Summoner's Rift. As we are here to watch what should be a banger best of 5 series between GFG, Goldfish Gaming, Sacred Journey, and WLS, which is We Love Solbert, Chaz It Up. As I said before, I'm joined by Matt G on the Rift as well as on the cast.
Mm.
And teammate, what do you think of this 5 point?
Well, you see the early vision top side that Nar and Vi were going for there. They can easily push off the Trundle. I do see that Okami's on Ghost with the Dark Seal start. Silver with Cleanse, I feel like it's pretty normal. Exhaust on Jinx there, I feel like that is pretty normal as well when you have like the Vlad and the Vi and the Nar jumping at you. Kennen on Cole is somewhat normal. I feel like the early game Nar and Kennen matchup is definitely Nar favored. So I feel like the call start is a little bit greedy, being able to you know zone off XP and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And it is a topside start for Drex, and Kennen did walk in to find out that that is happening. So they have knowledge on where both junglers start.
Yeah, both junglers starting on the opposite side of the map, not going to be interacting immediately, and that is actually decent for the Vi more so than the Trundle. Trundle likes the action early, as we do see just some light trading going on mid lane, but not much else going on for them. I think that the way that this game is going to kind of play out is that the early game is going to be controlled by WLS with that mid jungle combo, but as the game continues to scale, WLS will continuously lose kind of this priority on mid lane because obviously they're against Sivir, they're against Karma. There's going to be a lot of mid lane control for both teams as the root does come down,
Yeah.
the Q comes out, the boomerang toss, and woo, that is a lot of damage.
Yeah, we're seeing the early, the level 2, helper walking up, being super aggressive, which is exactly what you want, punishing this weak early game bot lane of Jinx Renata. And we do see the Trundle walking down. They are on a ward. So will we see a, counter move here by Drex? Looking like they're just going back into their jungle to continue farming here.
Yeah, there's not going to be much action happening as that ward was present. Helper continuing to put down the damage and does have that Comet. Opted to go for more of the aggressive summoner spell instead in the trade. Coming down for Cuddlebun does land on top of the Kennen, but will ultimately lose out because of the stun, and that's a lot of damage going down onto that Gnar.
That is a lot of damage. That stun lasted a long time, actually. But yeah, taking those aggressive trades, you can do it once. They see Cuddlebun see it once like that, so I'm assuming that he's probably gonna play a little bit more passive after that. Wait for Vi to maybe work his way up to the top side. But we do see Trundle in the Tribush on top side. Are they gonna look for an early dive?
There is a call for a dive on the bot side. Drex is currently charging up the fist as we do go back up towards the top side to watch some farming. And these two bot laners are underneath their turrets. They do have Renata, so it's going to be hard to take down Solver underneath the turret. Actually opt to just go away from the play. Smart play by GFG to just not take that.
Yeah, I was really worried they were going to actually commit to that. That definitely isn't winning with every summoner up plus a Renata with W. They did zone off some of the minions on the back line, so it's not the worst thing. Could have been a little better, but it's definitely, you see the early game presence of the Sivir Karma lane is just bullying Jinx and Renata.
Yeah, you do definitely see that. On the other side, Trundle is counter jungling at the moment. We'll take the Grump as well as the Wolves. And also, Cuddlebun is shoving into, or is going to have to slow push his way into this Kennen. So Kennen can just hold this wave and wait for his Trundle to come back up towards top lane, or they can just have complete top prio for wherever Trundle may want to go next.
It's looking like Trundle's just going to go back onto his full clear. Drex did get a reset, so he is on that Sheen. He probably assumes that somewhere in his top side is warded, and he does have the sweeper. Clearing that, good. Nope, it doesn't look like it. They just saw him with a ward. But yeah,
Yep.
we just see, normal farm. Both mid laners took the reset. I feel like Ari they can have like they have the ones or not anymore, but they had the CS lead. But you need to be more aggressive on this Vlad early game. That's when Vlad's at his weakest, and they need to punish that. If Vlad goes just unchecked throughout this laning phase, then it's not looking good.
Absolutely, and it does look like there's going to be some early game moves going on here. Opting to go for Toy inside of his own jungle. Toy does use the Q to get away. Will not get rooted up, but now Trundle making his way in. I don't think that GFG have seen this Trundle quite yet, and Ari also on the way. Okami calls for that. They immediately back off as soon as they see the traps. No fight happening quite yet. Cuddlebun going in onto the kitten. Does land the Gnar. Gets the SpongeBob go low. Will he hit the boulder toss? Yes, he will. First blood goes to Cuddlebun in the top lane.
That is very good for GFG here. You know, the amount of pressure that got a little fight going on in the mid lane here. Looking like just a small trade. But yeah, the amount of time that Trundle spent top, kind of, you know, applying that pressure sort of in a way. GFG probably knew that he was up there with the amount of time that Drex spent on the bot side. And getting that solo kill without recalling, and Kennen was on a reset there with the tier 2 boots, that's a very good sign for GFG.
Yeah, super well played from Cuddlebun, understanding what needed to be done in order to make the solo kill happen. And getting that solo kill is pretty big for his lane. I mean, we saw early that the damage is in Kennen's favor, but ultimately finds the Gnar, which is the ultimate Ra, you know, from that Matt G. So, yeah, I mean, good solo kill from him. It does reset the lane priority quite a bit because the items are out of sorts now. But once again, I mean, Trundle not really able to make anything happen against against any three of these lanes. And Drex as well has been kind of silent. So not a lot of jungle pressure going on right now, but there has been plenty of action in the lanes.
I personally don't mind that Drex is kind of just farming. Once Vi gets that level 6, it's definitely much easier to make the plays. He did go for an early dragon, but they were spotted earlier in that bot side play. But I feel like this is just how GFG wants this game to go.
Helper walking their way straight into a Trundle, will get the root down, but doesn't know that the Ari is waiting over the wall. Won't use the flash, will ultimately just go down in vain. And help, where are you going?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Trundle was sitting in it's smart positioning by Trundle. They want to look for that dragon when they're stronger because Vlad was on the reset. And Helper being caught out there, it is unfortunate for GFG, and the dragon will go down. So that's one thing, you know, that's an early play made on the support, so you're not really punishing too much. You are getting the dragon, which is good. The Jinx Rocket does go up. Rocket. Yeah. I think it spotted Drex on Herald, so I don't know if he'll he won't be able to finish that.
Oh, he did actually. He actually did finish it up. Okay, well, Drex gets the Rift Herald, and ultimately nothing comes of that Jinx Rocket going towards the top side. I think they may have spotted it out a little earlier, but weren't able to do anything about it as the trade play does come in. The GFG not complete losers, and now there are pings towards the top side. Cuddlebun is going to be on the Mega Gnar here for a moment. I'm not sure if Drex knows that there's vision inside of this brush, and Trundle is topside right now.
I don't like this. It's looking like Drex is definitely caught out here. He did.
Slicing Maelstrom comes out from Kennen, but nobody to be found with that. So he'll be under constant kill pressure until that's back up.
Yeah, that's very big for Cuddlebun's lane. Picking up the play too. You know, that was a very weird Kennen art. I don't really know what that was all about, but maybe he thought that Drex was gonna Q into him, but I don't know. Interesting Kennen art to say the least. And it's kind of just been farming on the bot side of the map, other than Helper being caught that one time. But you see the massive CS lead on Jincell here with 2 plates as well, and this Jinx is just not having a fun lane.
Okami did make his way towards the bot side, but will ultimately decide to go away from the play. And Sorry about that. And as the play-by-play guy, you know, I haven't gotten too much action yet in this game. It's just been that one solo kill from Cuddle Bun and then also Helper being caught out. That's been the only action, but random capitals walking down towards the support, not going to find anything off of the Renata Q. It's a lot of farming. There is a farm lead top lane for WLS, but on the opposite side, you do have the farm lead, and Drex is still on vision. I think that every time Drex has tried to do anything, he's just been on vision.
How unfortunate. But yeah, Trundle is walking down here. I'm doubt.
Ooh, they're actually just dropping Rift Herald down right now.
Ooh,
Capitals is down here. Helper gonna find the slow onto Birdo. Sivir ultimate is used. Now the root coming out from Helper. Helper will ultimately not go down. Actually, Berserk does come down on the Drex. Drex having to flash away. Jincell putting down the autos. Going to try to find one to trade back on, but not going to find the auto to do it. Solbert goes extremely low on the backside, but it will be ultimately a 1-for-1 or a 1-for-nothing kill. But wait, Cuddlebun looking in the bot lane and gets caught with his pants down. Okami Hayazo using the ultimate. This is where he can pop off and maybe make the difference, but doesn't find any kills with anything and goes down underneath the turret, and they don't even get the turret for that.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big misplay from GFG, and well played by We Love Solbert there, making that play happen on the bot side with sending 4 people down. That is the lead that they need to get. Unfortunately, everyone's on reset here. Sivir is on reset as well. They end up staying because they get this turret. So they're trading first turret for that play. It's not worth it at all, but at least it's something. And yeah, we got a replay here of everything going on. Just everything, they used pretty much everything on this play. And just unfortunate, the Ahri flash with the W, it did connect, and Drex was being taken down. Solbert did live on 1 HP. I think it was the Sivir bounces that were jumping through the wave. And then Cuddlebun here, it looked like he was just watching bot lane, and Kennen decided he had enough and was super aggressive.
Yeah, they also spotted out. They also spotted out where Okami Hayazo was, so they immediately put down some damage onto him to make it a little more difficult for him to play that fight. And you can see We Love Solbert doing what they do best, which is controlling that early game and transitioning it into kind of this mid-gamey where, you know, we completely suffocate you out, we take control of your vision, there's not much for you to do against us.
Now, it looks like from the kills, they're only up 700 gold, so that is not too much. Drex Swing Ward, they are committing 5 people on Goldfish Gaming down to this dragon play. And Kennen is top, but he has TP, it's not unleashed, so with the dragon spawning, they gotta stall this for at least 40 seconds or GFG needs to make a play.
There's a TP coming down from Kennen, does have the slicing Maelstrom available. Drex gets hit by the Trundle Pillar, and now Drex actually pulls the trigger onto Birdo. The hostile takeover takes in. The Maelstrom comes down. Everybody on GFG is low. Okami goes down as well. Cuddlebun running away, but I don't think it'll be to anywhere but the graveyard. And will ultimately go down to Solbert, who uses the flash to get that kill. Jincell running away, and his team just got annihilated. Hostile takeover comes down. Slicing Maelstrom finds multiple targets, and that is a wipe for WLS.
Yeah, that's just very, very well played from WLS. The team fighting so far from them has just looked very, very good. They've been just precise with their plays, and it's showing that this early game with this team, you can't joke around with it.
Can't joke around at all indeed, as now Birdo picking up the second dragon, and this one's going to hurt for GFG because you normally want to try to stall out at least one dragon in the early game, but it is just so difficult for them to fight whenever Renata is able to control a complete... I mean, basically that Renata ultimate controlled the entire river there. So it was a great ultimate by Toy to be able to completely eradicate what could have been a decent play for GFG. Got to give shout outs to supports when they do something well.
Oh yeah, that was very well played from SpongeBob and Toy there. They were the main reason they won that fight with the big ultimate. I said it before, they needed the combo from Renata Kennen, and so far it looks like there's just 1 for 1 so far, but still 100% success rate.
Yeah, 100% success rate indeed. And they do have the full control for this Rift Herald, which has just spawned. I don't see how GFG are able to really walk in and make something happen. Night Harvester is now completed. It looks like everybody has their mythics besides the supports at this point. Cuddlepun walking in, just saying hello to SpongeBob there for a moment. I don't know what that was. He just kind of
Yeah.
walked in and said hi.
Yeah, just walked in, said hi, took a little bit of poke, and decided that was it. But yeah, we'll see if GFG look for a cross map play. It's kind of hard to make the play onto Ari, especially with the vision that they have in the tri-bush, but they could definitely go for it. Yeah, it's looking like it's spotted out, or Ari's gonna back up, and it looks like they might just transfer this Rift Herald into mid lane and take the tier 1 here, really open up the map.
Yeah, and something that Solbert has done very well this game so far is putting down effective vision. They're able to find the vision that they need to be able to make all plays, and they're not making any plays without that vision present. So it has been difficult for Drex to move anywhere. And you can just see right now, they know exactly where Helper is. They know exactly where Drex is. They have a ward in the mid lane. Look at that vision control. It is obscene how
It's
much control they currently have over the map.
Yeah, the vision game from WLS is very strong this game, and Goldfish need to do something about this. They're behind right now, so they do kind of just gotta tunnel for a bit. Jinx is scaling; they're ahead right now, so that's definitely a problem. And we just kind of, I don't know, at Goldfish Gaming, they kind of just need to kind of sit back, take this for a bit, and try and scale. But I, I don't know. It's looking difficult for them right now.
Scaling is hard whenever you fall an obscene amount of gold behind. They are now down 3K, but it's nothing that's unmanageable for the side of, or for Okami and friends, as we know. Starlight did have a lead going into that one Vladimir fight, and that's all it took was that one singular fight to completely blow up the game. So they're wanting to make something like that happen again. You don't want to rely on hero plays, but whenever the option is there, you do look to take them when they arise.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Helper here trying to, get rid of some of the vision. Ari will be hitting the spot turret, won't get Okami is down there to stop that from happening. And it's kind of looking like, Cannon's on his 2-item spike here. Zonya's and Hourglass, or Zonya's and Proto Belt. Very strong. Ari working towards the second item as well, which is looking like the Zonya's with the Fiendish Codex and the stopwatch. And yeah, they're just massively ahead right now, and I'm expecting them to just keep pushing the lead like they should.
Yeah, they continuously are just bouncing waves back and forth, putting damage down onto the side lane turrets. Because of the vision that they have, it's very hard to punish them at the moment. Pings are coming down on mid lane. I think that's just for Jinx to be able to pick up the waves. But the thing is that the mid lane turret for GFG is currently down, which means they lose a lot as far in terms of control over what can happen around the map for them. With that mid lane turret being gone and the mid lane turret of WLS being up, it means that you're basically unable to walk up anywhere through the mid lane. You have such a short lane to work with, and that's really difficult to work with whenever your team relies on kind of catching a pick before a team fight.
And the Dragon is coming up in 15 seconds here. I'm expecting Goldfish to just give as they should. They're trading the top tier 1, nothing too crazy. They do lose their bot tier 1 from all the pressure that Trundle is putting down there. So it is just kind of a hard game state for Goldfish right now, with this third Dragon and Soul Point being taken.
SpongeBob walking forward to threaten Sivir off of the mid wave, which is where Sivir has been living for the past 3 minutes now. The TP is used to kind of keep Cuddlebun from continuing the split. Ari goes over the wall. Charm used on the Dragon. Dragon's just going to be picked up, and this is going to be third Drake, which means Soul Point is on the table. WLS looking to complete the Soul pretty early into the game. It's only 20 minutes. They got their third Dragon, and now Kennen is the play. Will they be able to find this small rat in the top side?
Yeah, this Ooh, I don't know. This is a little scary. Close to turret with Kennen having everything up. They are going to look for it.
Oh, Kennen is gone on by Vi. Vi using the punch, but won't find much more. SpongeBob continuing to try to walk away. The Zanyas does come down, and now the response team is here. Ari moving forward. Helper caught by the charm. Will get charmed up. Will go down. Caught up on using the ultimate to try to get away from every single situation. Solbert, Birdo flashing forward. Gets the chomp off, but doesn't get the kills. Okami continuously kiting away, and that actually went a lot less bad than I thought it was going to for GFG.
Yeah, only Helper going down. It's could have been much worse. A lot of people lived on low HPs there. Sivir or Jinso almost did kill Solbert there in that fight. He got pretty close, but when the pressure came out, it was hard for them.
Was hard for them indeed. And, looking at the current game state, GFG are down about now 4K gold, and they've had relatively no control over the map this entire game. It's been basically all WLS favored throughout, and you see that in the shutdowns. You see that in how they are playing this game, where it's basically just a choke you out style. And if you try to make any plays, we can immediately be there to answer up on you.
Yeah, and you see the shutdowns on 3 of the members on WLS. It's difficult for them right now. If they can claim one of those shutdowns, on one of the carries like Sivir or Vladimir here, then they have a chance. But if the game just keeps going as it is, then it's not looking. It's looking like a WLS 1-0 start.
Yeah, it is looking. It can be that way. I will say that WLS, while having a lot of team fight presence, don't have that much siege, and they do have a lot of wave clear with this Sivir on the side of GFG. So continuously pushing waves back and forth into Sivir will be just what GFG want. Obviously, you also want that if you're a We Love Solbert, you have that Jinx, who is definitely a good scaling option. So, both of these teams opting to just kind of let the shove-in happen. They don't know if this Baron is being started up yet. Drex face checking his way in. Slicing Maelstrom comes down from SpongeBob. Maybe going to be able to find the kill onto Helper, and Helper does ultimately go down to the Super Mega Death Rocket. And on the other side, Kotobun running out of Mega Gnar at the moment. We'll go forward onto the Ahri. And Ahri continuing to run away, but on the other side, there is a Baron started up. Drex going extremely low to this Renata and Kennen combo. The TP comes out from Ahri. Ahri has the ultimate. Okami using the ult to try to get somebody away from this, but the Hemo Plague not going to do enough. Birdo going extremely low, but won't go down. Baron secured for WLS, and it is getting rougher and rougher for this GFG team to make anything happen.
It's, how these fights are going. They just don't look the same. I don't know. They're just not. WLS are playing very, very well. It's showing why they're a first seed from Group B, and Goldfish just really can't keep up with it.
Goldfish having a hard time in that early game really set up We Love Solbert for what could be only described as a dominant mid game, and should continue to be dominant as long as they continue playing the same way. However, there is a dragon coming up very soon, and all ultis will be on the table. We can only hope that GFG can make something happen going into this fight. They're going to look right now. Toy is on the table. Hostile takeover being used. Jinsel has to kite away, but SpongeBob comes in. Slicing Maelstrom is used. Drex in the back line did have to use a stopwatch. Kokami finds one. Will he find another? Yes, he will. SpongeBob goes down. The huge Gnar comes out on the backside. Birdo just continuing to walk towards the enemy team. Jinsel going to go low. Will go down. Random Capitals continuing to ult forward on this Ahri. Does find another. A charm comes out, and that's going to be a dead GFG team. And the Dragon will go over to We Love Solbert.
That Ahri play was fantastic. Going in from, they played that really well front to back at the start. It was looking pretty good for Goldfish there. Getting 2 kills before anyone go down. The Gnar ult displaced a bunch of people, but it's just they didn't have the damage after that to deal with the Silver and Random Capitals and on these two, Fed members.
Yeah, Solbert and Random Capitals just kind of sitting. I mean, Random Capitals obviously going forward, but Solbert was just free hitting that entire team fight. And as we do see in the replay here, Drex immediately goes for Toy as the pick option, ults up SpongeBob, which is what he's supposed to do. SpongeBob goes extremely low. I think what happens here is that Toy gets gone on super aggressively by Okami. Okami does go down because of his sins, and Cuttlebun is just left in no man's land. The rest of his team caught out by the Ari, and you can just see the ultimates coming through. The new Ari changes are quite ridiculous, in my opinion, but you do see how that team fight could go so unwell. Both solo laners from Goldfish Gaming go a little bit too deep and do lose their lives.
Mm-hmm. And you see the items on the side of We Love Solar here. Kennen on 3 items. Trundle working towards the 3 items. The Anathema's Chain picked up second. Ari is on 3.5. Very strong right now. That's the one thing that they're really struggling to play against right now is this Ari. And Solar working towards the IE. He must be close. And they don't have much on the side of Goldfish. Like, you got 2 people with 2 completed items compared to Solbert, who's pushing 3 on almost all their main carries.
Oh, Gencel found by SpongeBob, and will just immediately go down the Infernal Drake. Doing work here. As I don't think there's going to be a chance for them to answer from GFG. I think they're just going to have to take the L on Gencel going down in the bot lane. Having to hand over this top lane turret as well, and it's looking pretty grim for GFG at the moment. They're going to have a miracle play come out to be able to win this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really not looking good for them. They're looking like Drex wants to make a play here, but nothing can really happen right now. It's with Jincel being down, he's up in 5 seconds now, but it's just We Love Solar is just so far ahead, and they played this first game very well.
Yeah, playing to their strengths. That early game control is what they always look for. As now Jincel is topside, Cuttlebun in the Mega Gnar. If they're going to want to make something happen, they got to make it happen right now, and that's what he's going to look to do. The flash is used from Solbert to get away from the Gnar. Cuttlebun pulled back into the enemy team. Will go low, will go down. The Jinx ult does come down, but it's not enough. Hostile takeover comes out just for foreplay, and you've got Ari on a double kill. Will they pick up this triple kill? Okami charmed up. Won't go down quite yet. Does go down ultimately, and that will be game 1 for We Love Solbert.
And that's a very commanding game 1. That's how you want to start a series. Winning that hard on Goldfish, some of their main champs. It's very that's a very commanding game 1 win.
Absolutely. That was an extremely commanding game 1 from the side of We Love Solbert. And you got to wonder, how do you adjust going into the second game? It seems like all the bans GFG did pretty basically the same bans as everybody else does against this team. But going into the next game, maybe you look to ban the Ari. Maybe you look to get rid of something like that Trundle, which was a huge pick for them as well. I mean, there's so much to think about with this next draft because Renata also went absolutely gigantic in this game.
Solbert played their draft really well. They got the early game pressure, and they just continued to apply that pressure around the map. And Goldfish, it didn't seem they had an answer for it.
Goldfish did not have an answer for game 1, but there is the possibility of them having the answer for game number 2. And we will see game number 2's draft here in a moment. We're going to take a quick break going into that. I'm Love Me, joined by Matt G, and We Love Solbert up 1-0 against Goldfish Gaming. everybody. Welcome to the game number 2 draft between We Love Solbert, Chaz It Up, and Goldfish Gaming Sacred Journey. And Matt G, uh, I'm sorry, buddy, but it seems like Goldfish Gaming have dropped a game in this series and are now down 0-1 against We Love Solbert.
They are down 0-1 right now. That was a very well played game by We Love Solbert there. I'm assuming they're just gonna stick with the same strategy that they had. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we see the bands coming out. Action Band saying the same. Same with the Lulu band from Goldfish. I'm just wondering, will they ban Seraphine? Because they do have the blue side this time, so they could take it on B1.
They do have Seraphine as an option to ban, and they might also have to worry about something like the Sivir. Jarvan being banned away as they're kind of just pinching what Drex can play. I don't exactly remember what was banned in that first game there, but changing up the draft just a little bit. Solbert obviously going to be losing out on the Kog'Maw. That is one of his favorite picks in the meta. Is one of his favorite picks ever. He loves the Kog'Maw, so it's good to get that away from him. Goldfish Gaming, I think they need to change up the draft plan just a little bit. You can play more of these scaling mid laners or scaling bot laners, but you need to have something that has a lot more of that early game priority. And it just never felt like they can make anything happen besides like an insane outplay by Cuddlebun or by Okami or by Jincell even. So they might need to change their draft style just a bit to be able to adapt to what We Love Solbert play like, which is kind of this early game aggression. Maybe you go aggression for aggression, which is something that Okami is very good at, as actually no changes to the bans here for Goldfish Gaming.
And I could maybe see a Sivir first pick here. No, I was thinking of Seraphine. I've seen Solbert here. He has, if Kog'Maw's down, and I guess if he doesn't feel like playing Sivir, he will take the Seraphine on B1. So I want to see what the response to this is, because I feel like it won't go mid lane with the style that they like to play. Kind of like how they had the Ari Trundle last game. Zeri being hovered.
Zeri being the possible pickup, and this will be actually one of the first times that Goldfish Gaming do not opt to go for the Sivir, but the pick is the cat. Shout out to Daydream with the cat pick, obviously. Daydream, she loves whenever you pick the cat, so continue to pick the cat. Yumi's Zeri, obviously a very strong bot lane. It's really hard to punish it. If you are trying to get a punishment in, you can't pick anything that pokes because Yumi just gets heals and she's able to kind of jump off. So something like the Amumu, which will set up more AoE CC along with the Seraphine, is obviously a good option.
Yeah, I agree. I like that combo a lot, especially on something like Zeri. They will be taking the cleanse, and I feel like the Yumi is somewhat good into playing against something like that with the ult of their own.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what the B3 is here. I'm assuming it's going to be a jungler, like Viego.
Viego
Damn,
being
will be
hovered
logged
and
in.
picked up. Okay, so they're going for more of this kind of early to mid game aggression jungler. So you can expect them to pick something that will also have heavy priority in the mid lane so that this Viego is able to just kind of free roam around and do what he needs to do to get himself into a decent spot. Viego, not as much priority as he has seen in the past, but can definitely still step up to the plate and definitely still does damage. And what a classic pick here from Cuddlebud. R3 Mordekaiser has
R3
been
Mordekaiser.
it has been the bread and butter of GFG that Cuddlebud never takes second rotation pick or never ever takes the second round of pick. He's always picking R3, B2. He's never picking R4, B4, or anywhere in the bottom side of the draft.
Now, I feel like the Ornn ban is a little bit suspicious. I don't think they would be opting into the Ornn Mordekaiser matchup. I guess the ult does kind of synergize with what Seraphine and Mumu want to do, but at the same time, they go Ornn top. They're definitely lacking damage from that. And we see the Vi getting taken out. They're just targeting the Drex comfort picks again. Jarvan and Vi both being taken out. So you see the Kindred ban when
Okay.
Viego is taken.
Yeah, Kindred being banned away is interesting.
That's
Viego is already picked up, and that's gonna be, I mean, that's also gonna be taking away from Drex as far as comfort junglers. I don't know exactly what that ban was, but this has been 4 junglers now taken away from Drex, and I'm interested. I think that he might go for something like the Elise, but I'm not sure how that fits into their team comp.
yeah. I wouldn't like to see the Elise here. He does have the classic brand jungle pocket pick, and we are just going the Swain on 4 here, giving jungle for R5. They must have something, you know, some sort of pick
S-
that they
Something
want.
massive picked up here.
And we see, oh, that's Viego top
Viego,
actually.
is that Viego top? Is it Zinzao top? There's a lot of I mean, that that is something that I didn't even expect to see here. And I've been looking at both of these teams, but Viego, we don't know where this Viego is going to go or the Zinzao. I mean, they can both go either jungle or into the top lane. I have seen it. Wukong going to be the pickup for Drex, which is not a bad jungle pick whatsoever. You do have 2 pretty heavy drain tanks on your team, but also, I mean, Silas is a Smurf pick here. No, I mean,
Yeah.
you've got the Swain ulti, you've got the Wukong ulti, you've also got Mord. Zeri ult is not bad on Silas either. So this Silas, I think, just completely flipped this draft on its head.
Yeah, they really need to. They gotta play aggressive this game, and the aggression from We Love Sober, it's also there. You can weak side the Seraphine, leave it there by itself in the bot lane, and have this Amumu walk around the map with the Jinzhou. I don't know how the Viego and Mordekaiser matchup goes though. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. I have a strange feeling that it is a. I feel like it's Mordekaiser favored. I'm
Mhm.
just sneaking suspicion on that one.
Most matchups in lane are Mordekaiser favored. This champion is known for having a lot of sneaky poke damage. His Q, his mace does do a deceptive amount of damage, even if it's not an isolated target. So I do expect to see Mordekaiser kind of winning any matchup that he goes into early. But I am interested to see, because this is kind of unorthodox as far as a draft goes for We Love Solbert, but that's what we live to see. We've got the Seraphine obviously picked up, so a lot of melee on the side of We Love Solbert. But you got to think you have the substitute Seraphine, which is just able to kind of give those shields, the heals, everything in order to keep their carries alive. Orn being
or
picked because we love to troll draft.
or was Orn?
Or
Maybe
was
Orn
Orn
was
the
the
pick?
R3 pick.
Okay, so
We
now
may
I'm
be wrong here.
confused. Now I'm very confused
Now I'm
because
very confused as well.
Orn was banned
But
and also Kindred
Orn
was
was the
banned.
the R3 apparently.
Okay, so Orn was R3. So I'm interested to see what was actually banned on red side now.
Yeah,
Uh, okay, so they just messed up draft flow. That's okay.
that's
I
fine. It happens.
Yeah, we're chilling. So Orn was picked, so that's why they picked Mordekaiser.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
that makes much more sense now.
yeah, yeah, it makes a ton more sense now. Why Mordekaiser was just picked R3 completely. Viego was
Was the
actually
ban. Okay,
the ban.
I
Okay.
see. Okay.
So it's a big swap around. Whatever. It's draft lol. Everybody knows about the trolling. And trolling with these third party of apps.
Mhm. So yeah, that makes much more sense now on these bans with the Orn on R3. Now kinda, looking at the draft afterwards, I'm a little bit more favored to Goldfish because they did have the triple melees with uh the Amumu Seraphine, but having that Orn, it gives you more frontline, but at the same time, it's like it's kind of they're lacking a little bit of damage. If Random Capitals and Birdo don't get ahead like they did before, then I don't. It's going to be a struggle for them.
Yeah, a lot weighing on random capitals and Birdo. Also, Zen Zhao Silas. is a very strong combo. I know us at CB Rush like to pick this a lot. So, it is a strong 2v2 combo, and I don't think that the 2v2 from Goldfish are going to be able to match up to it. However, maybe Goldfish have a way to be able to see what they can do this game to be able to take over this game, and that thing would be pro comps. ProComps is a first of its kind drafting tool aimed for competitive and solo queue play. So for any of you solo queue warriors, you can also learn some things about the team comps that your solo queue teammates are picking. It does actually account for something like Teemo support. ProComps allows the user live feedback and analysis on drafting, giving them recommendations on picks, notes on matchups, and analysis on the enemy team's win cons. These features allow the user to gain an edge on their opponent and improve their drafting skills. Use code CCS for 50% off of your first 6 months. Again, that's code CCS for 50% off your first 6 months. I'm Love Me, joined by Matt G, and we're going to get into game number 2. Will GFG be able to take back what was lost in that first game, or will Solbert take a commanding 2-0 lead? Welcome back to everybody's home, the Summoner's Rift, and I'm excited to bring you the second game, CCS Diamond League, as WLS up 1-0, and once again they get what seems to be the draft plan, which is a completely dominant early game mid 2v2. Matt G, how you feeling?
With the us finding out it was Ornn, I like honestly, like, as troll as it sounds, I didn't mind the Viego because of just the triple melee with Seraphine and Mumu going in with that. But after it was being Ornn, they have a good match up top. The junglers are, pretty even, I'd say. Or Jin Zhao is the early game, but Wukong does have that team fighting presence. Bot lane should just scale for free here unless Birdo, wants to make a play down there. They can at level 6. But with cleanse on Jincell here on the Zeri, it does make it a bit difficult. You can't cleanse everything, but you get one thing, you flash away, that's the play gone. So yeah, and just Swain with Yumi as well is a very good pairing. And right now I'm again unbiased here. I like GFG's draft going into game 2 here. So let's just hope they can match the early aggression.
Yeah, let's hope that they can match something this game. They did have a lot of struggles in that first game and opted to actually go away from the Okami Vlad, even though it was up. So they did change the draft style just a bit. And that Drain Tank Swain, I mean, you've got so much melee on the enemy team that it is a fairly decent pick. But also on the other side, you do have that Silas, which will also tank up a lot of damage. I mean, neither of these teams really have a ton of kill pressure, blow up potential. A lot of the team fights are going to be a lot of kind of back and forth. You hit me, I'm going to hit you, and we're just going to continue hitting each other until one of us do more damage to each other. So, that's how this team fights are going to go. And honestly, I'm down for it. I like to see a lot of long team fights as Drex is being invaded on his top side currently. I
And
don't know if he knows.
Here's that 2v2 again. It's Ornn walking down is probably making it a little bit
here
obvious
as well.
here.
Okami, gets the never move, and that's going to be first blood for Drex. Cuddlebun will be traded over, but first blood goes to Drex. Okami with a perfect never move there.
Yeah, that's honestly... Ooh, we still got some fighting happening. Drex did not have smite up, so he will have to flash away. His smite was half a second off.
Half a second off.
That's very unfortunate. That's a very aggressive pathing going on from Jin Zhao, going straight from blue to his red buff. He never did take the red buff, so it will be 2 camps to 2 camps right now with Jin Zhao going to his, but Drex going to pick up the Scuttle Crab. I'm assuming he's just going to path back topside with, Prio in...
Drex coming down bot, and this is going to be unseen by Solbert. Continuing to go forward, Jincell now putting down the damage onto Toy. Toy having to use the flash to get away. Monkey goes forward, but Monkey finds nothing. No flashes. No flashes burned besides Toys, and cleanse was used by Jincell.
Honestly, I'd say that's a good trade from WLS. They played the gank well there, They did have to blow the flash, but Seraphine not having to use anything there it's very good for the laning here. Because, Wukong really can't make a play until level 6, and they're just going to go back to farming.
Yeah, Wukong not able to make very many plays, especially a flashless Wukong on top of that. Ornn did get the kill on top side, so the gold kind of evens out. Drex will enjoy having the small bit of gold lead that they will take from getting the first kill. But, a lot of this game is going to rely on how much can Xin Zhao and Silas make happen. And as you can see from the very early game, they tried to make a lot happen already.
Yeah, they did try and make it happen. Did backfire on them to an extent.
Okami being gone on does get hit by the chains. Abscond, abduct, does land. Vision of Empire comes out, and ultimately Okami will go down to Birdo with the knockup.
Yeah, it's just the aggression again from the Jin Zhao. He's done, what, 16 CS? That's a couple camps? 4 camps, sorry, I can't do math.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the early aggression as well.
Another invade on top side. Birdo being found out here, and Drex is here as well. Red buff slow. Will it be enough for Cuttlebun to catch up? No, not quite. As now Birdo actually opts to come back in, gets pulled back in. Mordekaiser continuing to go. Random Capitals finding himself within arm's reach. Having to run away now. Solbert is in the top side. SpongeBob is here as well. Cuttlebun without a flash to be used. Drex going to be the target. Will go down ultimately. Shutdown goes over to Random Capitals. Cuttlebun just going to try to get an execute. Will find it.
Yeah, they had the aggression. The Seraphine actually ended up TPing mid there, which I like because that is a winning play with Amumu walking up as well, and they do miss out on the cannon wave in the bot lane. That wave does push back into them. So Jincell and Helper down here just kind of free scaling with no punishment.
Yeah, free scaling with zero punishment. However, the shutdown did go to Silas, so that will be a fairly big Silas. And now Okami is on the table for this team. It's gone to duct once again, lands, never move, not going to hit the right targets. And now Birdo able to find the E into W combo. And that's going to be Okami going down once again and doesn't have TP, so he's not going to be able to get towards this mid wave. Drex will take it, but at what cost?
Yeah, that was really well played actually by Birdo with the E to the minion and actually getting that W. I haven't really seen a lot of Xinjiaos do that, and we do see a little aggressive trade and just going for the bop and block classic from the cat here.
Yep. A classic cat, as Solbert and Toy being fairly dominant on the map so far and doing what they need to do against Yuumi, which is just kind of roam around the map, try to make plays happen elsewhere, and Toy has been doing an extremely good job at doing this. Is now Random Capitals coming in onto the Swain, does have the opportunity to grab the Swain ulti if Swain uses theirs, and opts to just kind of back off.
This Silas being ahead is going to be a problem for Goldfish here. I mean, they do have, it's hard for them to get on this area unless, you're blowing the Amumu flash. Like, the amount of front line they need to get through to get onto this area, who has been free scaling in the bot lane, has a 14 CS lead, it's not easy.
Ooh. Does Lance of Solbert putting down the damage, and now, I mean, Ornn sitting on a bombies is not really under pressure from Mert Treads. Oh my god.
What the?
Something just happened there, as now Zeri has to run away from the situation. That was, I have not seen that happen before. That was
I haven't either, actually. Amumu went on a little bit of a ride there.
Yeah, that was an Amumu ride for sure. As Silas is up almost 12 CS at the moment, as well as being up a kill with 3 assists. That's a lot of gold in the pocket. There's 1,000 gold lead for the side of WLS already, and they're doing what they want to do, which is take control of this early game and make as much happen as possible. Is now Ornn walking up. Birdo taking tons of damage. Now Cuttlebun gonna try to trade on to Ornn. Ornn using the ultimate, does get ulted by Cuttlebun. Cuttlebun maybe looking for the solo kill here. Solo kill here, actually. Does have the mace. Okami coming up. The Silas does have Wukong ultimate available to him. Uses it in succession, but wait. SpongeBob going low. Also, Random Capitals going low as well. Drex finds the kill. Never move. Lands on 2. Okami being able to pick up the E, and Birdo goes down as well. And that's a big play, is now Jincell and the Yuumi looking for the kill onto Solbert. Solbert does get CC down. Not gonna be able to flash away. And Jincell on the other side of the map, while Toy was walking mid, picks up the kill onto Seraphine.
A lot just happened there, but that is a massive play for Goldfish, as we see in the replay here. So it did start with Cuttlebun is getting caught out a little bit here, but he was able to get the ult off, and that Ornn missing ult and Silas taking Wukong ult, you're not taking the Swain ult, so it's a little tough there. And Okami just, pops the ult, pops the ghost, he runs in there, he does go It was a good second ult from the Silas there with the Wukong ult by canceling the Wukong engage, but it really just, it didn't matter. And this Swain just getting to, free, do whatever they want, is it's exactly what they want. And I guess they must have seen Toy, or expected Toy at least, to walk to the top side of the map. So that's a pretty free engage onto the Seraphine there.
Yeah, and Drex went from being down big early to now being absolutely massive. Has the mythic completed, and that is not a cheap mythic, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 3,200 gold item. So it is a huge power spike. Random Capitals actually has to use the flash to get away. Burrow found out, and this Yuumi is in the mid lane now. Random Capitals using the ultimate to maybe disengage his team. Hook does come down onto the Wukong clone. We'll keep the Swain ult alive as now Cuddlebun finds himself against the Ornn in a 1v1. But it won't be 1v1 for long. Random Capitals continuing to go forward. Drex is found out here. I don't think you want this if you're Solbert. They do have Toy coming up right now, but I don't know if that's enough damage to be able to take this fight.
Yeah, it's the aggression with the I like actually Helper just moving around with this Wukong, looking to make the aggressive plays. He has the Thunder and Mythic, and Zeri isn't really at a threat right now.
Oh, Toy actually goes underneath the turret, but never moves him backwards. Now Toy in a horrible spot. Does have to use the flash to get away. Never move does land on the Silas. Big knockup. Drex is going extremely low, but won't go down. Is now SpongeBob finding himself in a 1v2. Will have to try to get away. Never move doesn't land on anything. Okami continuing to go forward. Vision of Empires used. SpongeBob being hit by Never Move, continuing to go lower and lower and lower. Drex not having the Q available. Toy going down extremely low. Never Move lands. Will they be able to pick this kill up? Zeri not able to get it. Okami continuing to go forward. Jincell found on the wrong side of the map, but it doesn't matter. Random Capitals in the face. Jincell using the flash to try to get away. Will get hit by the Seraphine ultimate. Ooh, Yuumi almost saving there, but not quite, as now Okami going low. Drex also going to be found out by this Silas. Oh wait, actually Drex goes forward on the Solbert. Not quite going to find the kill. The cat will go down too. Just a little too aggressive from GFG, but that was almost a huge fight for them.
Yeah, that Silas taking the Yuumi ult, that was fight winning. They canceled the Yuumi so they cannot hop back on to anyone, so that Yuumi, didn't go down, but you're not getting those stats and the heals, and it's just right now Random Capitals on the Silas. He's making good work out of the ults that he can take.
Yes, Random Capitals playing extremely well on this Silas, knowing what ults to take when. Did have a misstep with the Wukong ultimate, but makes it up for it there by taking the Yuumi ult, having the awareness. Drex is still significantly stronger than Birdo at the moment. Cuddlebun finding Birdo. Not going to find the pullback though, and doesn't commit the ultimate quite yet. Finds Birdo. Random Capital steals the Swain ultimate, which could go big for him in this fight. Swain does have the Leandries available. Jincell in a fairly good spot. Everybody seems to be at a fairly high power spike at the moment. And we do see positioning very aggressively is WLS, Drex, and this Yuumi walking around. And this is a tense moment. You can tell both of these teams.
They're standing off right now.
Yeah, both of these teams kind of just trying to see something. Cuddlebun not using the ultimate just yet. Yuumi, I don't think that's the target you want to be on. Does hop back over to Jincell. Cuddlebun using that. Never Move does land down onto SpongeBob and Toy. Toy continuing to walk forward. This is tense. There's so little, but so much going on right now. SpongeBob getting walked on. Capitals looking for the flank. Does find it. Ultimate comes out from Mordekaiser. Will it be enough? No. Actually, Okami going big right now. Does get the Keeling still coming out. Drex had to run away. Jincell getting gone on by the Silas, and this is maybe looking like a wipe for the enemy team. They do have a Yuumi on them, but Okami not going to live for much longer. Does go down ultimately. Helper just going to be a free snack for the enemy team. And I'm just, the team, GFG, are taking way too long to make something happen. They are so scared. And now SpongeBob knows exactly where Drex is going to go forward onto this Wukong. Wukong going to get knocked up. Will use his auto to try to get this Krug before he goes down, but will go down eventually to Solbert. And that's going to be a second dragon going over to We Love Solbert.
Yeah, that fight just was so much happened, but nothing really happened. We saw the standoff for just so long. Someone had to pull the trigger. I wasn't opposed to, Goldfish really just waiting this out, trying to wait out the Silo Assault and trying to make them over force. It was a good engage from Toy and Solbert here. And Drex was kind of just away from his team. Jinso was kind of just, out there by himself, and he got jumped on. They did end up trading Birdo back from the Yumi Ignite, but, it's really, from what happened in that fight, it's not what they want.
Yeah, not what you want indeed. And if you saw on the other side, Random Capitals was able to get onto this Zeri immediately, and nobody was there to protect Zeri, which is kind of common with this team comp. I mean, this team comp is not very good at disengaging. Cuddlebun wasn't able to get the ultimate off in time to stop the Ornn and Seraphine ult from comboing together, and it just turned into what is just a wombo combo victory for We Love Solbert.
And it's just again, it's not kind of like what game 1 was. It's a little bit closer going into this mid game, but I think Goldfish have a little bit better scaling. The Ornn items do come out, but Mordekaiser not being on Mythic in any of these fights so far, it's just making it much harder for them. He's not getting that healing, the stats that Riftmaker give.
Yep, as the the Rift Herald started up for We Love Solbert. They are all on Vision right now, but I think it's just going to be an opt to give, as they don't think that they have the damage to be able to take down Random Capitals and Solbert at the time.
Yeah, that's just a free Rift Herald being picked up. I don't think they should contest. Kami's on the bot wave recalling with Silas moving down to match. They can't really force any play without Swain. It's just going to be, looks like people taking resets and just a little bit of a farm break.
Yep, farm break presented by Matt Nar. The unfortunate thing is that Cuddlebun is not quite to that power spike, which is Rift Maker. You would like to see him get onto that before the beginning of the next fight. Drex is still quite large, but now Zenzao is on Gore Drinker. And you gotta wonder, I mean, how do GFG ever siege? They have to take fights. They're not able to siege into something like the Seraphine and the Ornn. Now, Cuddlebun playing really passive here. Does not want to get caught out in the slightest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's looking like Ornn's building towards that Force of Nature, I'm assuming. But, the main magic damage sources. Zeri is AD, but does magic damage. And then, Swain Mordekaiser.
Oh, Drex coming over the wall, and now the Yumi ultimate does come down. Solbert using the flash to get away from that.
Yeah, it's aggressive plays like that. You don't want to overcommit, but getting the small things like the flashes is exactly what they want.
Yeah, you definitely want to get things like flashes. You want to look to burn cooldowns from this Solbert team. They do have quite a bit more wombo combo, but now Drex actually goes forward. Doesn't get hit initially, has to use the ulti to disengage. Has his bot lane here to protect him, but it's not going to be much. It won't mean much as the rest of the enemy team is there. Drex going forward for that Scuttle Crab and uses his ulti to get away. Toy standing in wait, but not going to opt to take it.
Yeah, it's just kind of a little bit of a, people are trying to make plays. People are, walking up too far. You see the Rift Herald being dropped on the mid lane turret here, so that opens up the map. GFG are yet to get a turret, and it's looking like this Rift Herald will get another crash. Half damage on it. It's, a little more than half, like 3/4 damage on it. But you see the trade in the top side from Mordekaiser here, and I'm looking at items, and Swain is on a Negatron cloak, or not Negatron. I forget the upgrade. Negatron cloak.
That is a Negatron ult. As now Drex finding the Ornn ultimate, does get knocked out by Birdo. Birdo continuing to go forward onto this Wukong and will find the kill. Toy getting onto the Yuumi, and Yuumi will just go down. Jinsao continuing to run away. Does have the Silas in his face, but will get away ultimately. What can you do if you're Yuumi?
Yeah. Yuumi getting left out there. A little unfortunate there, but you know, a little overstep with that dragon coming up. You have Mordekaiser pushing top. You shouldn't really be where you are. You know, Mordekaiser pushing top is more than fine. That's going on to Soul Point now for We Love Soulbert, and it's just the early game aggression, getting these dragons. It's what they did in game 1, and they're doing it again in game 2.
And it is paying off very well for them. I also feel like GFG are continuously making missteps in this mid game. They're not really playing to what their comp strength should be. Birdo taking quite a bit of damage from the Zeri W and the Vision of Empire, but it won't be enough to continuously go for a fight. And we're kind of just seeing Zeri farming, and that's all that Zeri really can do to keep in this game is continuously to farm. You really want to have somebody like Okami, or you want to have Cuddlebun get to their next item spike in order to team fight this next fight efficiently. Drex chilling on what I assume will be a Maw of Malmortius here in just a moment. There's a lot of item spikes coming out that could help GFG get into a spot where they could win a team fight. But at the moment, it's just going to be really rough. Most of Soulbert are chilling on 2 items at the moment.
And it's just like the Seraphine is working on 2.5 items, and Zeri just picked up their second.
Okay, Random Capitals uses the flash to get away, but Okami continuing to go forward, doesn't land the never move. And that's going to be Baron started up on the other side of the map, and I think that this is going to be a free Baron for the side of WLS. I don't think that anybody really knows that this is happening at the moment.
Yeah, they're just... They don't have the vision control. The blue trinket comes out.
Blue trinket did come down.
I don't think they can do anything.
Jinsao coming around. They do know what the health is on that. Toy is extremely low. They're going to use the Ornn ultimate to maybe try to get away. They're going to try to live out. But wait, Mark flashes forward. Does use the ultimate onto Toy. Toy going low. Does go down ultimately, and now the chase is on. How much will they be able to pick up with this Yuumi? Nothing. It will be just the one pick on the Toy, but that will get them enough pressure to maybe go for the mid lane outer turret.
Yeah, getting the mid lane tier 1 opens up the map more. It's, you know, what they kind of need. Oh, Birdo for a little bit of a fight here. I don't know if this is actually what
Birdo opts into a fight, does have the ultimate available, is now Cuddlebun going extremely low. Drex continuing to run away. Capitals is here now, uses the ultimate, has the Swain ulti available. Okami looking to fight. The Jin Cell does use a huge W, actually comes out, and now Silas continuing to go forward, does have the stopwatch in tow to be able to take some more damage. Drex goes down, Random Capitals is full HP, Okami goes down, Helper goes down, and Jinsao will be next to follow. That's going to be an ace for the side of WLS.
Yeah, it's just they can't deal with this Silas. The Yuumi, or the Silas taking the Swain R, and with the Seraphine healing, it's just too much for Goldfish to shred through.
Yeah,
and this
too much.
A clean ace from We Love Soulbert, and this looks like it's just
it's going to be an inhib.
An inhib, but it's just the lead they have. It's looking like it's a two game lead for Soulbert here.
And you can see here you're using a lot of cooldowns at this moment. Drex using the ultimate to try to disengage, as well as now Cuddlebun. I mean, Cuddlebun goes down early in this fight, and Helper is kind of helpless at the moment. Okami uses the ultimate, but Silas is so tanky and uses the stopwatch in the middle of the team fight. It doesn't matter. Silas, as soon as he gets this one kill, just goes back to full HP. Okami too low to make anything happen. Helper, like I said, helpless, and then Jinsao just gets hit by the Abscond Abduct.
It's when Yuumi getting caught, and it's kind of at the moment their only source of heal cut is that Putrefier. I mean, Cuddlebun does have the Oblivion Orb. It doesn't really, do too much for spreading it across the team. But they need heal cut on at least. Swain is really good at applying it as well. I guess with the Putrefier, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, they're going for double. It looks like they're going for actually a double Rylai's here. Is now Jinsel finding themselves in the face of this Ornn, and Ornn is going to opt to take the trade. Jinsel going extremely low, uses the ultimate to try to skate away. Having to clear out this mid wave by themselves, does have assistance now, but Jinsel, so far Jinsel has not been able to make anything really happen in the last 2 games of this series. He's just kind of been there to hit CS, and he hasn't had the chance to pop off like we know Jinsel can in these later game team fights. It's just been really ineffective, and this team comp is super good into Zeri.
Yeah, they did draft well around the Zeri pick. It's, it's hard for Zeri to really shred through the Sylas when he's in Swanar. Ooh, Drex maybe getting caught out here.
Drex has a few members on top of him. Birdo, we're going to use the dash forward. Will go low. Ultimate does come out. Is now actually on the other side. Mordekaiser has the Sylas and the ulti, but I don't think he's going to do enough damage to kill the Sylas off. Nobody has dropped yet for the side of WLS, and this is going to be yet another wipe, it seems, for WLS. Goldfish Gaming only have 2 members up. Can Jinsel and Drex hold on to this game, or will this be a second victory for the side of We Love Solbert?
It's just Jinsel and Drex here. They gotta make a big play. Zeri doesn't have ult, and Zeri without ultimate isn't really too strong. So
Zeri,
we'll see.
No ult. Wukong, no ult as well. They do have Yuumi coming up very soon, and you've got Swain coming up in about 10 seconds. Not able to clear the wave just yet. The damage does come down on the turrets. Yuumi is here, and they're going to go in. Drex immediately goes in. The Swain ultimate comes out from Sylas. There is a knock-up on the other side. Jinsel continues to get knocked around. Cuddlebun doing what he can to try to keep the game alive, but it looks like that Nexus turret is going to fall just too low. And that is going to be a second game picked up for WLS. We Love Solbert coming out very dominant at the beginning of this series, and it's like I said, they control this mid game, they control the early game, and that's exactly what they are playing for, and they are playing to their strengths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just another commanding win coming out from We Love Solbert, and I don't know. I feel like Goldfish had a decent draft. Not again champions that they're proficient on, and they just can't capitalize. The mid jungle from We Love Solbert, you got to put some respect on them. They are playing very aggressive in these early games, and they're making the plays happen.
They are indeed making the plays happen. We Love Solbert going absolutely massive in this, and I mean, obviously Random Capitals these past 2 games has just been so efficient with the gold that he has given. But with that being said, that is going to be a 2-0 lead for We Love Solbert. Goldfish Gaming looking to get the bounce back and maybe make this series a little more competitive. Will they be able to do it? Find out as we go into the game 3 draft.
Everybody panic! Hold on! I'm about to say something really cool. 3, 41, 9, and lift off! No one dies screaming without me. I feel like I forgot to shoot something. You're starting to bore me. just such a loser. Always ready to cry. Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back as we are in this Game 3 draft. And Matt G, I'm sorry to say, but Goldfish Gaming once again go down with another loss, and that's going to be 0-2 for Sacred Journey.
You know, 0-2, it's not looking good, but I believe in them to come back. And we see the action driving bans. That's kind of just been the bans for the whole series. They banned Seraphine game 1. I don't know, the Lulu Cog bans staying there, the pure I don't know, they have to switch something up, and just keeping the same bans, kind of drafting similar, it's not working.
Yeah, they do have to change something up with their draft, but are just going to opt to continuously go for what could be, their final set of bans, which will be the same exact bans that they've banned the entire single time, as Zillion being hovered up, Sivir also being hovered, which is, if it doesn't get picked, it's a meme. Zeri being hovered, but obviously Solber is going to go for the Seraphine, picks it almost every single time it is up.
Seraphine on B1, it is the classic, and we're looking at the Sivir hover here, and it's matching the scaling. I don't know if I think I prefer the Sivir more compared to the Zeri, but I feel like they also we're just
Ooh.
slamming Sivir Nautilus.
All right, so they decide to go for something different. Enchanters both game 1 and game 2, but opt to go for Nautilus this time. So wanting to have a little more of the early priority in this game, and Nautilus is going to do that for you swellingly.
See a little bit of some hovers there. The Vi hover, the Vladimir hover. And just the Silas blind. Wow.
Yep. They opt for the Silas, just going to pick it blind. You do have pretty decent ultimates up at the moment, but now we do see that the Viego has been locked in.
Is it the Viego?
Yeah.
Or is it the Ord?
Yep, this time it is the Viego. Elise being hovered and will actually be picked. And this is another champion for Drex that he does like to play. They opt to actually pick junglers early in the rotation this time, trying not to get Drex put into like a weird situation where three different junglers are going to be, or four junglers actually get banned in the second rotation.
Mm-hmm. And you see the Renata, it's the basic, Nautilus counter, Seraphine Renata, strong lane as well. Ornn being banned. It's kind of like they're just, they're targeting what they played before,
Mm-hmm.
and they just don't want to play against that again, I guess. And you see the Trundle being banned when the Lee's getting locked in. I guess maybe they're thinking they could go Trundle top, so I'm
Yeah.
expecting a tank somewhere maybe on the side of WLS. So Urgot getting
Urgot getting banned is interesting. That means that I think that Cuddlebun maybe opts to go for something like he could pick the Mordekaiser once again. He could also go for, a little bit of a different pick. Gnar and Mordekaiser are the only two champions other than Mordekaiser that he's played basically is Yone being locked in, and Okami Hayazo wanting to put the team on his back with this Yone pick.
I like the Yone pick. I was thinking they could definitely get away with taking mid on R4 here, because you see the matchup, and Gragas being hovered.
Gragas is indeed a strong pick at the moment in the meta, but an All-Star is going to be picked as well. I mean, if you're looking at this game and you're looking at the different teams, I'm thinking that you want the ultimates on your own team if you're Silas and not the
Yeah.
ultis from the other team. But I digress. Picking something like the Alistar does give you a little bit more of that engagey type support, as well as keeping Nautilus away from your team. Gnar being hovered here, and it will be picked. Singed, hovered up immediately, and this has been practiced.
Oh.
And that is normally a peanut champion, but does pick the Singed. Whenever the series is on the line, that's when the interesting picks come out. And Singed, Yone are going to be your soul laners for this game for GFG.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards We Love Soulward's draft here. I'm just it's similar to what they've been playing. Strong mid 2v2 jungle, scaling bot lane with a support that can play around the map, and top's kind of been, fluctuating around with what they played. They played tank, and then game 1 was they played the cannon. So, I do like how their drafts have been. It's been very strong. Their mid jungle have been making plays, but with the Goldfish side, I don't know. It's kind of hard for the Leafs to really. They need to be active early game as the Leafs do, but I don't know. It's just not. That's not really what I'd want to see. I want to see something with more 2v2 dueling potential, and then the Singe being locked in as well. I guess it's okay into a comp that's running into you, but we saw the Seraphine healing with the Silas healing last game, and I don't know if Singe will really make a difference on that.
Yeah, Singed. It is definitely it's not the perfect Singed game, but I have seen Singed players take over games solo with the I have seen Singed players take over the game solo. Now, normally that is in the mid lane whenever I see that, but I digress. Singed is an interesting pick, especially into something like the Gnar, because Gnar isn't very efficient early in the game at pushing out waves. So maybe you're able to set up for something like a proxy. I mean, I haven't seen top lane Singed is kind of just this Omega pick where it can sometimes smurf out or it can just be completely useless. and I'm thinking that it's going to be the latter this time around.
Yeah, I'm. As a GFG representative, I'm hoping they don't get 3-0'd. I'm just hoping. I hope they take a game. Looking at this draft, yeah, Drex is he plays the Elise. He knows what to do on the champion, but just Viego Salas mid 2v2 compared to Elysion, I don't know. I feel like this is definitely We Love Solbert's favored.
Yeah, definitely. We love Solbert favor. They'd get another two really priority picks for them, Viego, Silas. You've also got Solbert on the Seraphine as well. And rounding that up, I mean, Toy Soldier, it does have a very good Alistar. On the other side, you have a lot of comfort picks coming out, but do they synergize well enough to make something happen? That is what we are trying to see. Elise is kind of homeless in this game. If I look at it, she really doesn't fit into the team comp of GFG as far as I can tell. But there is always the possibility of Drex making things happen, making wine out of water in the jungle. Just to give a Bible reference.
Yeah, seeing drafts again, I'm really hoping that Drex can match the early game that Birdos had this whole series, and really push the tempo of this game. But I think it's gonna be a tough game for GFG. I
GF, yep.
usually first two games I said I liked the GFD draft more, and they lost. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
maybe.
I like the We Love Soldier draft, and maybe they'll win. Who knows?
Maybe GFG pick up this third game in the series, currently down 0-2, backs against the wall, and they decide to bring out the Singed and the Yone to top it off. So, everybody, what do we think? Maybe we can get some votes in the chat to see who will win this third game. Please vote for GFG. Don't just vote for WLS. That's very boring. I'll see you guys on the Rift. Love me, Matt G. You know what it is. Let's get it rolling. Hello and welcome, Summoner's Rift, game number 3 in a tense, I would say a fighting series, but there hasn't been very much fight. The GFG are currently down 0-2. WLS easily taking the first 2 games, but this should be a competitive one, especially with these sort of off the beaten path picks for GFG this game. They don't pick this comp very often. This is something you would have seen from GFG Unlimited Rebirth back in the Okami Hayazo Peanut days.
Yeah, Singed Yone were a staple pick for them back in the day, but I don't know about now. We'll see if Cuttlebun here can perform on the Singe. You know, he locked it pretty quick, so he's confident in it. So, we'll see here. But other than that, you know, Solbert, we love Solbert. They've kind of just, you know, drafted similar throughout the series with, you know, weak side bot lane with roaming support, strong mid jungle 2v2, and then top has been, you know, whatever they feel like. And it's just gone well for them. So no need to really switch things.
It has gone well. I think it's interesting that Gnar actually opted to go for the bone plating into Singed. Seems pretty ineffective to me, but maybe later in the game it'll be better. Random Capitals going forward onto Yone with the Ibscon Abduct. And hey, Cuttlebun picked up all 6 first minions, so that's pretty good. The way that I think that Singed fits into this game is you've got a pretty fair amount of dashes. You've got the Alistar, you've got the Viego as well. On top of that, the Silas, Gnar, you've got multiple dashes around the Rift for the stop. But wait, actually Helper goes ahead, hooks forward very fast, and the Ghost being used by Sivir, aggressively playing this bot lane. And this is non-traditional. Normally the Sivir lane is the one that's getting aggressed on, but actually playing this aggressively is GFG.
Yeah, I like to see, you know, getting the heal. Oh, we got a little trade, a little flip in this off lane. So far, honestly, Cuttlebun, he's played the early levels well, where I thought Gnar would, you know, definitely be winning this, but he's controlling the lane pretty easily, picking up the CS, not getting zoned off XP or anything. And we do
They're
see
sneaking Elise
coming into this top side.
Elise has been snuck in. Also, there is a Viego up in the top side as well. So you have to wonder who's going to have the stronger 2v2 here. Singed is almost out of mana, whereas Gnar is halfway up that Gnar bar.
You know, I'd be surprised if a play really happened. We get a short trade in the mid lane.
There is an anime battle going on mid lane.
Yeah.
The back and forth between Okami and Random Capitals. This is what I actually wanted to see from both of these mid laners this game, was a lot of that kind of early action where they fight in the lane a lot. It looks, I mean, and this game is what is, this game is going to give us that definitely, with Okami on the Yone, as well as having Random Capitals once again on the Silos.
You know, the Silas has been, it was a big problem in the last game. It's just Random Capitals, he's played the series very well from the Ahri game to that Silas game. It's kind of just been 2 very dominant performances in the mid lane.
2 extremely dominant performances. Now Toy walking in, knows that he can face check into Jincell. There's not a lot of damage there, as now Viego is in the bot lane, and I think that the assumption is that the Viego is now currently on the Scuttle Crab.
They are making a play to collapse on. They don't have the mid prow, but Nautilus...
GFG moving up. Nautilus flashed forward to try to get Birdo. Birdo continuing to walk forward. Doesn't have the flash, actually, so he's just walking in with no flash. No way to get out. Sivir, oh, actually, Nautilus picks up the first blood. Birdo playing that extremely weird, as now the wraparound is coming from Elise. There is a flash. There is flash for Solbert, so there's no real danger here. And now we see Okami and Silas having that battle. Toy gonna get CC'd, and does opt to knock the Elise into the turret. But wait, Jincell puts down enough damage to pick up the kill, and that's gonna be a dead Alistar.
It's, you know, missed a little bit of that, but it, you know, GFG are matching this early game aggression.
SpongeBob versus Cuttlebun. Cuttlebun going extremely low, will ultimately go down. Oh. and you got to feel for Cuttlebun there. Almost picks up the solo kill, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's just, when I saw him end up on the opposite side of the wave there, I knew it was going to be a struggle. It was going to be hard for him to get out until that flip came up. Ooh, and Helper.
Ooh, Helper caught in a weird situation here. Does not have the flash to get out. Will go down. Possession does come out. Okami going to get hooked. Birdo continuing to go forward. That is all that will happen, though. And Helper caught in the wrong place, and this was a problem with him in the first game as well, was having huge issues getting caught out in places where he should not have been. Cuttlebun walking aggressively onto this Gnar. Gnar not able to use the jump quite yet. Gnar comes out. The Ra.
Did come out. Not really getting anything out of it. He's just defensive. I don't really think you need to use it, but better safe than sorry. And it's just, back to farming. The early lead in the bot lane will help. Sivir picked up a kill and an assist, so maybe they've looked to play aggressive before. They can probably
Toy is coming in. The initial knockup did not land, but the second one did. Jinsel dodging out really well on Solbert's offense. And that is, that's as good as you can get if you're Jinsel. You don't take much of your HP at all. So that, it's not that bad. As now we do see Random Capitals is the play here for the side of GFG, but not going to find the hook, not going to find the Yone ultimate as well. So they're not going to find the kill onto Random Capitals.
Yeah, they're just trying to, 3-man Random Capital, who, in my opinion, has been the best player in the series so far. He's played very, very well all games. And it's just kind of like, I guess their mindset is if you shut him down, then, the team may kind of crumble, but it's just not working out.
Yeah, definitely spacing really well around all of the abilities that GFG had there to try to get the pick. They put down a lot of the early aggression onto their bot lane, and now they're going to move Helper up towards the Dragon, as well as moving Jinsel. So the Dragon must be on the table for the side of GFG. As Cuttlebun uses the flip a little bit too late on the cannon. Nobody saw that.
No, not at all. We didn't watch that.
As there is a lot of early priority on the Dragon, and they will go ahead and start this up. It is just the Ocean Drake, but Birdo over the wall. Not quite level 6 yet.
Yeah.
They're going to opt to try to fight Okami without an ultimate. Currently, Jinsel does have their ultimate up. Oh, Toy comes in with a big, huge combo. Helper going low and will go down. But wait, Birdo, low on the front side. Will they find one more kill to go towards Jinsel? Drex having to continue running away. Birdo goes down eventually, but Drex is going to die, and that's going to be a killing spree for Random Capitals. That really started super fast because of the Hex Flash from Toy.
That was a great engage by Toy there. GFG, I believe, were the ones to pick up the Dragon. It's not showing up on top there. But I believe they were the ones to pick it up. And, trading one, I believe it was 1 for 1.
Ooh, Okami actually has help here, and the flash is going to be used from Silas. Continuing to go forward, Okami misses all of the abilities that matter and won't find a kill onto that Silas. Random Capitals, once again, plays it extremely well.
Yeah, Random Capitals he's been on one today, let's say. He's played it all 3 games very well. He's been aggressive. He's taking the pressure in this game and not dying or giving anything away. It's we love Solbert, have played the series just very well.
And you can see on the top side, the Drift Herald has been started. Cuttlebun walking into the backside, so will maybe look to proxy out. No, just opts to put down a ward, and we'll find Birdo chilling at the Rift Herald. No big deal, though. Drex on the bot side of the map currently, as his entire top side is up, so we will look to path towards top lane. And, honestly, every single lane is just so hard for Drex to gank. He has had a pretty effective early game, all that being said, and Helper has died twice. So the gold lead now at about 2K, which is rough for GFG, but this was expected.
Yeah, it's just... It's been a struggle for them this series. I guess their hope in this game is Jincell is up 2-0, right? He is 2-0 right now. There's a, the counter gank from the Alistar here in the mid lane.
Random Capitals walking up extremely aggressively and knows he has his team behind him. The root does come down. The Nautilus ultimate knocks up 3. Birdo is now here just to clean up some kills. Never mind, actually. No kills there for WLS, but the top side of the jungle is in shambles.
Yeah, it's just, you have the Sivir in the 2-0 lead, but it's really hard for Sivir to play when you have the top side of Solbert, SpongeBob up there, 40 CS up, Drex is down, 20 CS, 22 CS as well, and Silas, Random Capitals being 3-0 in the mid lane. It's, the top side is, let's just say they're in poverty right now for Goldfish Gaming. Meanwhile,
3-0, and on top of that, you have the Dark Seal.
Yeah, 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. It's just, it's not what you want to see right now if you're Jincell.
Not what you want to see if you're anybody on GFG is now. Some ward clearing coming out. And once again, I mean, what can you do if you're Drex? Every single place in your jungle has been warded up on the top side. And the more that Toy is just able to walk around, the more impactful this Alistar pick continues to be. Is now, I mean, we see it here. Jincell is just continuously pushing in Solbert, but there's not damage that he's able to put down onto the turret because of how Seraphine works. Seraphine is extremely efficient at clearing out bot waves. So Sivir being able to free farm is good, but how good can it really be whenever she's getting gone on by a Silas, by an extremely fed Silas, by a Viego? It might not mean as much as we think.
Yeah, we do look like we got some aggressive plays going on for the jungle here. It looks like they're just getting more wards down, clearing vision, stuff like that. It's just been what We Love Solbert's been doing this whole series, is getting this dominant vision control and making these aggressive plays with Toy roaming around the map. And, shout out to Solbert. He's been playing, weak side. He's been playing weak side well.
We're about to get a big team fight here, I think. Yeah. SpongeBob halfway up the Gnar bar. Will look to get that stacked up completely. Is now Random Capitals. Has a few ultimates to steal here. Sivir ultimate is used already. Toy goes in for a massive knock-up, and that's going to be a huge combo. WLS gonna wipe the team fight. Okami is next. Will go down to Gnar. Jincell left to his own devices. Picks up the kill onto Alistar, actually. Continues to kite out. Has the ghost. Has his ultimate as well. Gonna put down some autos. Not gonna find another kill though, and SpongeBob will find that one. Jincell playing that about as well as he could, but ultimately WLS find the huge wombo combo, and you'll see it here in this replay.
Yeah, you see them setting up in this choke point with Gnar on halfway, and they are against the Alistar Seraphine combo. It's just they need to be more aggressive on where they walk in, and they tried to. A big Alistar 3-man ult into that Seraphine R with the Yone still stolen from the Silas. It's just they're playing fights very well, and they're just on point right now.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, Viego clicked on one of the champions, but it could have been any champion inside of that little grouping there. Jincell running away, very sad, has no team to back him up, and does go down. Also Crown on the Seraphine this game, so opting to go for a little bit of damage reduction so he's not easily taken down on the backside of the fights.
Yeah, Crown, the Seraphine isn't the main focus for them this game. Oh, and we got a little fight in the top lane.
Fights on both sides. Fights on both side lanes at the moment. Obviously, Cuddlebun not able to do much against this Silas at the moment. Birdo is found. Drex looking to go forward with his team. The TP does come out from Gnar. Big knockup from Toy. Gnar has the full Gnar bar. Drex is going to get knocked into the wall. Helper goes down. Cuddlebun and Jincell having to run away. Will they be able to get away from this situation? Drex going extremely low, does go down. And now we've got Sivir putting down autos on the backside. Random Capitals continuing to go forward. Triple kill for Random Capitals. Does go down ultimately to Singed. But that is another big team fight for the side of WLS.
WLS's team fighting has just been on point today. It's just throughout all 3 games, they've just, you know, been the better team. And, you know, not much response. You know, they get the objective bounties on the tier 1 bot lane, but that doesn't do much when 4 of your team just died on the top side of the map.
Yep, and as you do see in this replay, Drex and Helper positioning very aggressively onto Birdo. The hook does land here, but Birdo using the ultimate to just get away from the situation. Gnar comes in with a TP, big knockup from Alistar to catch both Drex and Helper. Helper is just left to die, and the rest of the fight is basically pretty self-explanatory. The flash comes out from Silas. The root comes down, and I mean, Toy just completely going insane this entire team fight, continuously getting into the right positions. The Seraphine ultimate finds 2, and it was just too hard. Random Capitals picks up a triple kill. It does give over a shutdown, but it doesn't mean much.
It does not mean much. You know, they're just at the point right now where they can do whatever they want, and it's, I don't think... And Jinsal is going to be the main target for this fight. Nautilus does get the root down onto Random Capitals. And they're just going to decide to try to disengage this. Drex continuing to run away. Goes up into the Elise E, but how much will this actually save? Not much. Helper going low. Toy actually 1 HP, as well as Random Capitals. And Okami is here. Doesn't have the flash to make much happen. Split is on the bottom side for Gnar. Drex is at 67 CS currently at 17 minutes. It's rough. It is a very rough season. This game 3 for them, you know, they tried to match the aggression. It didn't really work out, and it's just hard for them. And at this game state, with how WLS is team fighting right now, it's looking like they're just going to keep taking these fights and taking the game.
Yeah, and Silas is near unkillable, does have the Zanyas in the pocket, so it is going to be even harder to take that champion down. Your biggest hope is that Okami and Sivir can go big in one team fight, and possibly you can win that out just off the merit of those two, but it is going to be extremely difficult. You're looking for picks around the map, but the double TP presence that is around for WLS has come into play quite a few times in this entire series. And you can see, once again, this has been WLS's bread and butter the entire time. They sweep out, clear all vision, and it is impossible for the side of GFG to walk in anywhere. It is just so dark all over the map. I mean, how can you walk into that bot side jungle right now?
You can't. And with this dragon coming up in 15 seconds, it's just another dragon for We Love Solbert. They're not in the position to contest right now. This at least won't really be getting stronger as this game goes on. And I don't know, it's just, you gotta pray they try and hit some sort of combo, like big Yone ult, but it's really not looking good for them right now.
Get some praises in chat for GFG Sacred Journey as they look for Toy. Actually, Toy is going to be the main focus of the team fight at the very beginning. Does get a big knockup. The ultimate only lands onto Drex. Big ulti from Okami. Will it be enough? Toy going extremely low. Jinsal in the middle of the team fight does get hooked up by Birdo. Birdo finds the kill. Okami continuing to try to fight out. And actually, this is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Random Capitals going low. Okami, Hayazo, Cuddle Bun, Okami, both of those two, and also the Sivir damage becoming enough, and GFG pick up a team fight.
That's a very, very big team fight for GFG. They're getting a ton of gold on the map, plus the dragon, opening up the mid turret with the Rift Herald, and it's just, honestly, I didn't expect them to win that, as we see from the replay here. Gnar's almost on Mega, and they're just posturing to try and walk into this dragon, and I guess Toy just gets caught out. And
look at Cuttlebun in the back line. Cuttlebun keeping everybody out of this fight. There's a big splooge in the middle of the fight as well, and the Gen Cell damage does come down. I mean, you can see Cuttlebun's doing quite a bit in this team fight for his team, and Random Capital is so focused Random Capital so focused on trying to get to Okami that he's not worried about what's happening with the rest of his team. And it just ultimately turns into a one team fight. And GFG turn this game kind of around. They're still down 2K gold, but that is a big team fight. You get an item for Elise. You also get another item for Cuddle Bun. So this, I mean, that was a big turnaround.
That was a massive play. And honestly, it didn't look like much, but I think the Singe damage, I'd like to see, you know, the demonic from before and after. I think he went crazy that fight. Yeah, he was just running around, but it's just something that they have to, you know, focus on. And
oh, hook actually comes down onto Birdo. The ultimate does get canceled ultimately. So Birdo will be able to live out on that situation without using any cooldowns. Now the call for Baron is on. They don't know if there's any vision inside of this pit, and there is. The TP from Gnar. Gnar almost fully stacked Gnar bar. They're looking to make a turn onto Random Capitals. Capitals now not going to get found with an ultimate, but Birdo does. In the back line now. Okay, Okami Hayazo puts down the damage. Not going to find much. There's just going to be a wipe here. Cuddle Bun on the back line, but not going to be enough. Jincell still alive and putting down damage as much as he can. Random Capitals making his way on. Birdo finding the kills. Cuddle Bun left in no man's land. And that's going to be a wipe. Basically, not an ace quite yet, but almost a complete wipe for the side of WLS. And there it is. Double kill for Random Capitals in that fight. And this Silas is going absolutely massive.
Yeah, Random Capitals again. It's just he's just been playing too good throughout this whole series. You know, all of WLS has, and you know, after that one fight, you know, GFG won. Yeah, we had hope for a sec, and you know, there's Random Capitals just taking the hope away.
Yep, and you can see here, as soon as they make the call for this Baron, it's a decisive TP from Gnar to come into the team fight. They have a good ulti on Silas. He uses that effectively, knocks up Cuddle Bun for a moment. 3 people were hit by the charm. I mean, the damage is there from Jincell, but Jincell has to play this fight so passively because of everybody diving at him that it's just so hard for him to play it. And you can see Birdo goes low, but it ultimately doesn't mean much. Cuddle Bun just trying to do whatever he can for his team, but not enough. Drex is almost irrelevant because of just how far behind he's been put, and it takes forever to kill the enemy team. WLS are playing this extremely well. They now own a 7K gold lead. Helper running away from the situation. Solbert continuing to go forward.
They don't want to stop fighting, and
oh, Kami with a huge ultimate, but will it lead into anything? Big ulti coming out from Helper as well. I feel like he could have maybe gone for something there, but ultimately decided to just take the disengage. That was big from Okami.
it was a big engage, and it was the Seraphine double root there that caught 3 of them, so that's what stopped them from engaging. So Solbert really came in clutch there. But because that could have been another, you know, potentially game-changing fight.
Whew. And you can feel it. I mean, Okami trying to make something happen for his team. He is trying to put them on his back. Jincell putting out as much damage as he can in all of these team fights without dying, and it is a difficult task, let me tell you. This is a lot closer contested game than I think it should be.
Yeah, these fights have been much closer than what they should be. We do see, you know, Gnar on 3 items. He's got the Triforce into 2 tank items. He's going to be very hard to kill. Plus, at the point that he's at, he's very far ahead. So, you know, Viego as well working on the 3rd. Silas already on 3 items, and you know, Solbert doesn't need the items to do what his job is, you know, required to do. And you know, Goldfish they're trying to hit their spikes. You know, the Yone 2 item. Siver's almost on IE 3rd, which is, you know, that could be potentially changing, but I don't know. It's not looking good for them.
Okay, and the call is to go for mid lane. SpongeBob jumping forward. Toy finds the knockup onto Okami Hayazo, but there was a stun onto Random Capitals. Solbert not going to be able to find the root down. SpongeBob continuing to go forward, uses the ultimate from Sivir. Sivir now has to try to put out some damage, but Okami will ultimately go down. And it looks like this is just going to be a free Baron for the side of We Love Solbert.
Yeah, it's just...
Or sorry, Free Dragon.
Yeah, Free Dragon. It's just, they don't really, they can push mid, take dragon at the same time. There's not really much of a contest coming from Goldfish. I guess maybe they could try with Singed with Birdo not being there, and they
Oh,
actually
Singed
are.
using the ult. Singed using the ulti, and also flips back Toy Soldier. Toy Soldier caught in a weird situation here. The Seraphine ultimate doesn't hit anything, as now the Gnar has to bounce back, and Jincell is extremely fast. Birdo on the backside. You do see that Viego is trying to position for his team. Now Drex going forward, not able to find the cocoon. The flip back not able to be gotten. So they'll only get one kill there, but the dragon is still on the table. Cuddlebun playing up in front for his team. And this is going to be, this is going to be a 50-50 dragon.
Yeah, they do have the numbers advantage with Toy being dead, but Random Capitals, Birdo, they're still, Birdo
Capitals does have the Nautilus ultimate. Okami trying to zone out as well as he can. The steal does come out from Birdo. Birdo just going to make his way out of the fight. Okami goes over the wall by himself. Will he pick up the kill onto Birdo? No. Nothing there. Cuddlebun continuing to go forward. Does get hit by the Nautilus ultimate of Random Capitals. That's a double man knockup from Toy Soldier. Helper going down as well. And that's going to be another big team fight for the side of We Love Solbert.
Yeah, and that's almost, 4 people dead. Drex is being the last one standing. It's, they can just, march down mid here, take the inhib, and then just, they have complete control of this game. It's really hard for GFG to really do anything at this point.
Extremely hard indeed. GFG going a little too far forward in all of these team fights, and it continues to bite them in the butt. Is, We Love Solbert taking down the inhibitor. They're able to set up around the rest of the map. As you do see in this replay, this is going to be a 50-50 dragon no matter what. The steal does not matter how the team fight is played out is. Helper gets the ultimate stolen. Okami trying his best here to try to keep Silas away from the team. Does his job, but then ultimately goes over the wall and doesn't find the ult damage, and just continues to go forward aggressively. Gets picked. Cuddlebun is caught in no man's land. The double man knockup from Toy, and there's just too much for the side of GFG to deal with. There's so much variance, engage. There's just too much CC. It's so hard to play this game if you are GFG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sivir did hit 3 item. They're on the IE. Will that change anything? Probably not, because they're just ripping through the front line of Goldfish. So they have to start trying to do anything here. Make a pick somewhere. WLS have just been doing this kind of like death ball style. They're just staying together because they know the team fight's stronger. So why change anything?
As we do see Cuddlebun getting pinged up on the top side. Birdo finds the stun, but Cuddlebun will be able to live. Uses the ultimate to get away. Does have the TP to get back if there is a fight that happens. Silas splitting on the bot side, and that is a scary individual to match into.
It is, and it's it's looking tough right now. I'm not gonna lie. I had some hope. SpongeBob
Boomerang lands. Jincell getting autoed by SpongeBob. SpongeBob gets hit by the Nautilus Q. Dredgeline was enough to disengage that, but wait, Silas is on the backside. Random Capitals continuing to go forward. Okami Hayazo goes down. Jincell gonna go down next. Helper off of the map, and now Drex is next on the table. Capitals still has that Zhonya's in tow, so not under any real pressure at the moment. Uses the Zhonya's. Toy Soldier taking all of these turret shots. Takes down Drex. Okami is here trying to make something happen. Capitals continues to go forward. Does get shut down. Ultimately, SpongeBob getting flipped behind him will go down. And that's a sad Gnar. As weird things happen in that fight. But, GFG, they kind of went out. They do lose a few members. They lose more members there, but they do technically win the team fight because of shutdowns.
Yeah, it's, they're getting the gold. Maybe if they get to the point where, they get to even terms with items, it could mean something. But it's just the team fighting from We Love Solbert has just been so on point over this game as well, and the whole series. It's hard for them to really match.
And you gotta wonder, I mean, Jinsel continuing to stack items in this Sivir, even though she has been she's been having a hard time this entire game, is now actually just uses the E to get the quick engage on the toy.
He's getting TP'd on by Gnar here.
TP from Gnar. No Gnar bar stacked. There is a counter TP coming out for Cuddle Bun, just to make sure that there's no engage. Dragon up in 30 seconds, and Baron is on the map. There's going to be a Hex Flash over the wall. Cuddle Bun having to run away from the top laner of WLS. Gets a bit of the health back from the Rift Maker. So now we do see Silas is on bot side, doesn't have TP at the moment, will be there for the dragon fight. And I believe that this is going to be the dragon fight that will have Soul available for We Love Soulbert. So they're going to want to get this. Mega Gnar is already popped. They walk up towards top side to try to maybe get the Baron. There's not a lot of vision here for the side of We Love Soulbert. They do use the blue trinket to see where people are. Cuddlebun and Drex sitting inside of this pixel brush. They don't really have to do anything as Dragon's on the map.
They really don't. They have that mid wave pushing in. GFT do start Baron here.
They feel forced to start up this. SpongeBob going forward does slow down the Singe for just a moment. Chasing into Singe is pretty difficult. Singe ulti was used. He's going to back. Cuddlebun opting to back. There is a big minion wave coming in on the mid wave, or there is a big minion wave mid at the moment. Mega Gnar back up. And I think that this is uncontestable if you're GFG. Is Random Capitals sitting and waiting. They know exactly where this Silas is. They're going to act like they don't for the moment. Cuddlebun getting it back in, going to clear out some of the minions in the mid lane, and I think this might be a bit of a communication here. Toy actually going to get gone on. There's not a lot of damage to take him down, but he will fall eventually as Sivir picks up the kill. Sivir might pick up the kill here. Yes, does get the shutdown as now Random Capitals continue to go forward. The Ghost was used from Sivir. Sivir putting down as much damage as they can. SpongeBob jumping over, going to go on to Sivir. Sivir just going to get Gnarred in and will go down. Drex tries to use the cocoon to save his top laner, but it won't be enough. Cuddlepun goes down, and that should be the push for game.
Yeah, again, that Baron was definitely forced. They don't need to really do this. They're over-forcing plays, and that was really just the demise of that fight. And it's just looking like it's only Drex left standing, and...
Oh, Drex actually clears 2 minions, maybe. The Nautilus is up in 5 seconds. Okami also up in about 11 seconds. Will they be able to make a hold here? It's going to be rough. It's going to be tough, but you have to try to do something to keep your playoff hopes alive. Helper hooking forward. Not going to be able to take anybody too low. Birdo does get the revive. Okami is here, but for what effort does he have? That's going to be series for We Love Soulbert as they take it in dominant fashion, heading into finals 3-0 for WLS.
Wow, that's a very commanding series from WLS, who just, punched their ticket into finals.
They punched their ticket into finals, and there is another matchup coming up between Elementals Frost and Zeta on this Friday. So that should be an interesting series itself. We're going to go into a quick break and bring in one of the players from WLS for an interview. Please stick around as we get this person in here. Hello, everyone, and we are joined now by Random Capitals and Birdo from the side of WLS. We love Solbert. Chaz it up. I guess the first question that I have to ask is, can you tell me the lore behind Chaz it up? What is the We Love Solbert Chaz it up name? Either one of you.
Wait, do you know the lore, Brodo?
Does anybody know the lore?
Wait, do any of us know the lore?
It's an age-old question that not many people know the answer to. But it's straightforward. We all love Solbert.
I think we're all just Yu-Gi-Oh fans, you know.
And we all used to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, Elemental Hero, Jaden, Chaz.
Does anybody know who so Chaz is a Yu-Gi-Oh character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
And we Yu-Gi-Oh specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, and we Chaz it up every time.
Okay. Okay, but more seriously, on a more serious note, anyways. So this series, a lot of the drafts that y'all had done was mostly to go for a strong 2v2 in the mid lane. We saw that with the Silas pick. You had Zen Zhao in the second game, and then you go for something like Silas Viego in the third game. Is this how WLS like to play? Is through that strong 2v2 mid lane?
Do you like ticket caps?
Yeah, so I think it's not like how we like to play, even though it is how we like to play because we fight way too much. But it's just like how I think that's just what the meta is right now. You take strong 2v2s, you control the whole map. Salas and Ari in particular are both really strong, so probably both those are good. And like, I don't really know. If you have a weak 2v2, you can't take any dragon fight, you can't take any herald fight, you can't take any mid lane fight. If I get a freeze on you, you call your jungle support, I call my jungle support, and just beat you 3v3 just with the picks. Yeah.
Okay. And then also, going into the second and third game, Seraphine was up both times. And I know that your team really puts a lot of priority onto picking stuff or picking that Seraphine pick. But did you feel like they were kind of disrespecting you by not banning that champion? Or was it more so like, well, thank you very much for our favorite champion, Birdo?
Yeah, so honestly, we thought it was going to be banned all 3 games, considering we've played it several times in the past. We obviously have other picks, but it's usually the go-to pick that we have, just in case, so we can hide our other stuff. We thought it was really disrespectful, and I honestly thought it was really disrespectful that people thought that we would lose to this team 3-1. Clearly, that wasn't the case, obviously. I think they're okay. They're just not as good as us, nowhere close. And we clearly had a ban disadvantage as well. So we banned it game 1-2, thinking they would take it. But other than that, I think it's a strong pick. They clearly didn't respect our bot lane and our team fight, and we clearly took it from there.
Okay, and last question. Obviously, Grand Finals is a very exciting thing to make it into. You do have on the other side, you've got Elementals Frost as well as Dorado Gaming Zeta. The expectation is that Zeta will take the match. However, everybody kind of expected that Iconic Ascendance would be able to make it into the second round. What do you think of your opponents on the other side of the bracket, Capital?
I really have no idea. I have never played against any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Diamond Leagues, right? We're all equally amounts of. Can I swear on this?
This is PG.
Okay, we're equally amounts of poop. So literally anything can happen. People thought we would lose. People thought Iconic would win. I don't know, man.
Okay. Any thoughts, Berto?
Yeah, in all seriousness, what Cass was saying, we're all here to have fun. But I honestly, we lost to Iconic because we also had a sub. I think people forgot that. I thought they were okay. I was really surprised that they did lose to Elementals, although watching the game, it seemed like everybody was throwing left and right. But I guess you kind of have to catch the throw for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't entirely surprised that they lost. But in regards to semis, I think we're just going to probably see Dorado, right? I don't think they've lost a game. I don't think we've paid too much attention to them yet, but they haven't lost a game, and they're kind of like thrilling everybody.
Okay. With that being said, do you have any shout outs for us?
Caps? I'm shouting out Caps.
Okay.
Shouting out Jack, SpongeBob, Toy, and Silbert.
Shout
Our
out
teammates.
to the
Awesome.
team.
Yep,
Has
just
it up.
shout out the whole team. All right, awesome. That is dope. Thank you guys for coming in for the interview. It has been a pleasure watching you in these games. Very well executed, a dominant 3-0 heading into the finals. And also remember to stick around for CCS on Friday. You'll be able to see Dorado Gaming Zeta versus Elementals Frost in what should be another banger of a series. I've been Love Me, joined by Matt G. It has been a pleasure to have you around. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.